When most people think of sponges, the living organisms, they think of coral reefs and oceans. But a lesser known fact is that sponges also live in fresh water. They actually inhabit creeks, streams, and the mighty Anacostia River. With the help of experts, we have identified, so far, 4 species of native freshwater sponges. Take a look behind the scenes of our most recent freshwater sponge survey, conducted in partnership with Mary Miller of the Louisiana Freshwater Sponge Project. How did you end up finding or encountering the first freshwater sponge species?
Yeah, the first one was, I want to say like 4 years ago or so. The Maryland DNR mussel person told us there was an incident where someone found mussel shells in a creek that looked like a non-native species. So the Maryland mussel guy told me, because he was busy somewhere else in the state. Can you take a look at that and send some pictures? Anyways, we found that it was like a pearl mussel shell that someone dropped after getting the pearl. But anyways, while we were surveying the area, I saw a rock with a nice green thing with big holes, and I think this really looks like a sponge. So I put it on iNaturalist, and someone confirmed, and then I started, looking at online photos and reading more, and then yes, indeed, it was a sponge, and we couldn't ID the species because we didn't collect a sample or anything, but it was a beautiful green sponge. And what we've been finding, they come in different colors like gray, light brown, and it's kind of hard to find one that is bright green, like all green all together. So that was a nice find, and that was the very first one that sort of the sparked the interest.
One of the most distinctive features of freshwater sponges is their internal skeleton, made up of tiny silica rods with needle-like ends and stars called spicules. Spicules give sponges their characteristic gritty texture.
Spicules can be different shapes and sizes. The ones that make up the bulk of the sponge body are called megasclerae, and in some sponges they'll turn upward. And because they turn upward, we call this a hispid characteristic, and that's what gives it that fuzzy feel. Because if you think of little fine needles pointing up, that's what you're feeling. Whereas some sponges, they'll lay flat, and it makes them feel smoother.
Freshwater sponges produce seed-like bodies called gemmules. They are packed with special spicules, often with spine-like structures on them, making them look like medieval weapons. Gemmules are unique to freshwater sponges as they allow them to survive harsh conditions and hatch into new sponges when conditions improve.
The sponge body dies back. Some of them will remain attached to this stick, and then some of them will float off into the water system, and it allows the sponge to regenerate.
Okay.
So that's basically an asexual reproduction strategy.